Hello everybody, this is John here, aka Professor Bubbles, and once again, welcome to my laboratory. In today's edition of Pokemon Unite, we're going to talk about the main champ, the heavyweight champ. That is Machamp himself. And what's so awesome about Machamp in this game? Well, you know, to tell you the truth, his stats are, even though they're averaged out across the board, they're above the average across the board, which is very unique for most Pokemon. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the five classifications: offense, endurance, mobility, scoring, support. I mean, offense is going to be the top notch, second to top. Endurance, mobility, and scoring are pretty much a little either at average or just above the average mark. And its support, well, Machamp is not meant for support. So it doesn't matter to us if he's on bottom or top in that part, because the only thing Machamp is doing is physical assault. He is an attacker, melee, all-arounder. He goes up like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, and he's just throwing punches like crazy, okay? Well, in this game, Machamp's actually good in all three categories: jungle, top, and bottom. But in the videos I'm going to show you are going to be demonstrating both the top and bottom portion of what happens when Machamp goes around. Now, as you're using Machamp, there's actually three different ways you can really use Machamp and utilize him. But the one we're going to talk about the most right now is the method I've been using lately, which is dynamic punch and close combat. So as you're going top, jungle, or bottom, you start off with Machamp. And you're basically using karate chop right away. You can use the bulk up to kind of give you a buff after you get that move up. But eventually you're going to replace it once you become Machoke with either submission or dynamic punch. Don't get me wrong, submission is a good attack. It's a good buffer, does damage too. But with dynamic punch, I just feel that if you know how to aim, you could get that in there and you're hitting multiple people at once. It just has the necessary damage to hit. Like I said, it's like the status effect is it hinders people. So as you're dynamic punching everybody and karate chop people, you eventually get to your level 7. But you get to two very good moves: cross chop and close combat. Cross chop is the one hit punch, boom, you get hit, it hurts. But in the build I did, I used close combat. And the reason why is I feel like that punch hits them, puts some conscience, and then in close combat, it doesn't matter if it's one enemy or 5 enemies there. Anybody who's in that wave is just going to get hit by it. And so I feel, as long as you get aimed correctly, those are two good combination hits to do. But that's not all Machamp can do. When he evolves and becomes level 9 Machamp, he gets his Unite move Barrage Below, which is basically close combat on steroids. You basically point, aim, and once you release that button, Machamp moves forward and an angry force throwing like 10,000 fists everywhere. It is like the first Hokage goes in there with the wood, what's it? It's wood subjutsu, and just 1,000 palms just hit you all at once. So don't give him a chance to play, because at that time he's also invincible. His buff stats go up, his attack goes up. It's amazing. So the whole idea of Machamp is offense. There's no defense. You go in there, you're ballistically hurting your opponents and your buddies. If you get knocked out, you've done enough damage where your allies could go in there and swoop in. So, that being said, what items can we put on Machamp? Well, that's very simple. We have, on this build, the Muscle Band, which gives you additional attack power. You go into here. And it gives you basic attack speed increase by 7.5%, attack increase by 15%. We also have Buddy Barrier. Now, some people would use Focus Band. I love Buddy Barrier because, again, team effort. I'm always for team. I always say, in my view, Buddy Barrier should always be on. Every person, every teammate should always have it, because I can't stress enough that 40% added shield to everybody around you at once is going to win games, regardless. And you get 600 HP more, so that's good. The last, which is kind of like, a lot of people think it's kind of different, but I'll explain why. Weakness policy. So you increase Pokemon's attack for a short time a minimum of 3% when its Pokemon receives damage. So, my view about this attack is that I get 15 plus, and I get 210 plus HP. HP is always good, buff it up. But the thing is that extra attack, and then on top of that, get 3%. If you have a Blissey with Helping Hand, with Weakness Pulse, or Muscle Band going off, and then you got your own buff and your Unite, everything stacks on Machamp. He is just beating everything down. And you'd be surprised, the Lucario players go, oh no, we can get around that. No, if you're a good Machamp player and you know how to aim, that's why I use Dynamic Punch, because once you hit him with that, boom, you got them knocked out. It kind of immobilizes them for a second. That's where the Unite move, and that's where close combat comes in. Now the birds that can fly in, that's fine. Use Dynamic Punch. If you know the timing, you can use it and you won't be hit. It's like a kind of like a cancel move in a sense. But yeah, other than that, that is the point of Machamp. Go in there, do damage, and we're going to show you in 2 great matches.